start the day off. Today it's Saturday, August 8th, and this will be the concours judging. And I'll show you a little of the field as we go along. And there is our Roundup chairman for 1987, Gene Von Gutten. Hello, Gene. And we've got some judging of these cars in the concours competition going on right now. I believe that was Fred Thomas's tongue, I guess, there. This is an interesting vehicle, Cosworth powered, and apparently it's made some runs at the Bonneville Salt Flats. Turned over 200 miles an hour, they say. And that one, I believe, is Bob Chin's car. Very pretty. And that's Mrs. Chin and Erica.
I've already offered.
So Bob got out there and he got I don't know where he got a little piece of rubber hose up there. Flipped it, made an oil ring. Made an O-ring for it, stuck it in there. But that's what we've had ever since, that homemade O-ring.
Dan, you want us to take the plugs out and spin the back wheels so you can see the engine room?
That'd be nice. How fast they say this went on the salt flats?
241.
241. Wow, that's moving along. In this little rig?
And with two pistons in it for a 1 liter on 146 or 156. And that was naturally aspirated.
How about that? And with the turbo, they got the 241? 4 cylinders?
He said he saw 270 horse on the dyno at 6,500. But he's got injectors that flow enough fuel for 400 horse and he went lean and felt good.
There are not too many of these blue ones in existence, and this is the only one at this particular roundup so far today. Very pretty.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
guy had 130. Should have bought more. I bought more for myself. They're cleared out back or something else. Run away from this guy. Somebody called up saying. I feel like I had two in my hand. One of them got some dirt and stuff on it. That was perfect. That's more of those. You got more. He said, I got 130 of them. I said, yeah, I'll only take one. I saw him July 3rd, here. And he said he still had a couple, he had one left that was a dirty one again. He's with him. He said he had a few more in the back of his shop or whatever, give him a call. So I'm going to call him. You can go crazy. That's a 4th edition.
Fancy things to make sometimes. I would have to go.
That was Indiana.
Okay, we'll shoot a little footage of a stalker.
When you get too hot out here, mostly on
Okay, now we'll shoot some footage of modified by Bill Hutton, Weber carburetors. This car belongs to Bob Cyrus. And let me just scoot down in here a little bit. This is the Hutton trademark. Very, very nicely done. Beautiful workmanship. And I'm going to scoot over to the other side and show you the air conditioning unit on this, which Bob tells me works quite well. For those of you who have never seen it, this is a fully air-conditioned Cosworth Vega. And this is also a Bill Hutton package. can be installed by him, or you can buy it mail order and ships you the package and you install it yourself. You can see the nice header work. It's also Hutton headers. Some of the chroming Bob had done himself. Beautiful, beautiful engine. This Cosworth's 1975 belongs to Lou and Harriet Marr, and they have the distinction of having won the quarter-mile speed trials last year at the Roundup in New Bedford, and you're going to see why very shortly. Very pretty car. And that's the power plant. That's why it's so very quick. And that air filter assembly looks familiar. And if that polished header looks familiar, you're going to see why very sharp. There you go. This is another engine rebuilt by Bill Hutton down in Tennessee. He does some real nice work, folks. Okay, I don't know how well you can hear me, folks. We're looking at another engine. This one also is a recent rebuild, very, very nicely done. And let me see if I can give you a close-up on who the engine work was done by. Okay, you folks ought to be able to read that. If not, I'll tell it for you. It's built by Maurice Schechter, formerly the regional director of New York. And this engine is in a car that belongs to Keith Meiswinkle. And he had some problems with the engine in the past and finally got the thing rebuilt and running real well, courtesy of Maurice Schechter, and of course he helped out. But you can see from the engine compartment how nice everything looks and the attention to detail. And here's an interesting change. He's not running the traditional Cosworth clean air filter assembly. He's got on some aftermarket little adapters for both ports on the intake manifold. And in the background you can see these smaller little air cleaner assemblies for the pulse air module and some other stuff. Interesting. Okay, this particular Cosworth is a 1976, and it's owned by Dan McNally. And this particular Cosworth has the distinction of having the lowest mileage on the speedometer that's here at this Roundup. And how many miles, Dan?
23.4 as of today. Tomorrow, who knows?
23.4 as of today. And let's move in and take a closer look at the engine. This one is box stock, no modifications.
Battery.
Oh, he's pointing out that the battery is not original. Well, we all know the story about Chevy Delco batteries and how long they last in a Cosworth. Yeah. But this is what a stalker looks like. You've seen several others on this tape, but this one is just extremely low mileage, and the engine compartment looks it too.
Yeah. It's not perfect, as most Cosworths do. There's like checking on the paint through here and a couple little nicks along the side. But I have not done a thing to this car whatsoever except a little polishing. That's it.
Since you bought it?
That's it. Nothing else. Polishing. I replaced the front and rear valence panels because Just kept it indoor storage down south, and it got cooked a little bit.
Uh-huh.
That's the only thing I've done to it.
And here's an interesting thing, folks. For those of you who don't remember what original paint looked like on your rims, this is what it should look like. And these are really, really, really nice.
They need polished. I haven't polished them either. When they come from the factory, they had like a plastic coating over top of them.
Uh-huh.
When I bought the car a year and a half ago, that plastic coating was still on there, but it cracked.
I
So
see.
you get all these little spots all over.
Uh-huh.
So it needs a good polish job, which I've never gotten around to doing.
Well, one of these days.
Yeah, one of these days, I'll take it to somebody probably. Either I'll buy the cotton wheels and I'll do it myself.
Looks real good. Thank you, Dan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you've raced this at Bonneville,
Yeah.
and I understand you've got a way of running it either on 2 cylinders or 4?
I did that in 1984. I took 2 pistons out and put counterweights on the crankshaft
Okay.
to run it as a 1 liter and as a 2 liter. It worked modestly well. The car's too heavy to run as a 1 liter very well.
What was your speed when you ran it?
145 with the 2-cylinder and 195 with the 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated,
Okay.
just with the fuel injection.
And I noticed it's running a turbocharger now.
Has a turbo now, and best runs was 241 this time last year.
241 miles an hour
That's right.
in a turbo mode. And how does it feel to drive it that fast?
It's surprisingly calm, actually. The car handles very well. There's nothing to see. You don't have a sensation of speed with things going past you as you go on the highway.
It looks rather narrow, like it would fall on its side. Is that just the optical?
Yeah, it's shown no tendency to do that, fortunately. I would probably not be going back if it did that again, if it did that. Even with turning off the track at fairly high speeds, it's been quite stable. And, you know, you sort of turn off and make a loop around, still going 50, 100 miles an hour sometimes, and it's been fine.
How long did it take you to build it?
Every night and every weekend for 4 months,
4 months.
pretty much. I kind of lived in my garage.
I can imagine. Do you have plans to go back to Bonneville?
Leaving a week from Tuesday.
This coming Tuesday?
Yeah.
A week from this Tuesday, excellent. And what are you going for?
Well, I've been trying to break the international record, which is 254 miles an hour. It was set by Phil Hill in 1959. And I've been very close to that. I've been actually faster than the 241 clock speed, but the car can do it. It's just a matter of the timing and the weather and that sort of thing. I think I would have done it last year, but we got rained on for the 5th year in a row.
Have there been any major engine modifications this time around?
The main thing is a 2 injector per cylinder intake manifold.
So you're going to be running 8 injectors
8
total?
injectors.
Yeah, any idea what the boost is going to be?
It runs about 17 pounds,
Wow.
which is with the wastegate open, it stabilizes at that.
And what are you running for fuel?
Gasoline.
Gasoline. High octane stuff?
Yeah, it's a racing gas that they supply, and
I
everybody
see.
runs the same gas.
Everybody runs the same fuel. Interesting. Let's take a little spin around this. You don't take passengers aboard, huh?
There's not enough space for flies, even.
Yeah, it looks rather narrow. Yeah, that's a tight fit. And that's your pilot's eye view. Actually, I guess you could be considered a pilot of sorts, huh?
I guess so.
And this is the business end. Good old Cosworth powered. What brand of turbo are you using?
That's a Ray J.
A Ray J. And the intercooler's inside your
Intercooler's in the little red bag.
red bag. And what are you doing? Are you packing it with ice?
Pack ice on.
Excellent.
It's an air-to-air intercooler, but so thermodynamically that may not be the best way, but it does seem to work moderately well. We can get about 20 pounds of ice in it, which it'll melt all of it.
Excellent. And the owner of this interesting piece of equipment is?
That's me. I'm Jack Island.
And we wish you luck. Go for another record, Jack. Thanks for talking to us. Saturday, August 8th, 6:25 p.m. It's party time at the Gettysburg Roundup picnic. I'm going to shoot a little video, and then we're going to go get something to eat. And so the feeding frenzy begins. The only question is, in this reporter's mind, will there be enough food left over for me when I'm done filming?
I was looking around for the Corvette, you know. I was thinking they can't.
Let's see how long the line is.
Man, I told you got lost in translation. If not, I'm going to wait around. Hey, you all bet.
Oh my goodness, this line goes on forever. I will never eat. I will never be fed. Let's see, perhaps I can chisel some food from people that have already served themselves. Like this gentleman right here. No, somehow I don't think he's going to want to share.
I know it.
The wise thing to do at this point would be to shut this off and get some food. You don't have to tell me twice. Well, 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 what do we got here? Boys and girls, it's assembling the class picture. Oh, it'd help if I focus, wouldn't it? Hold on, folks. Oh, there we go. Much better. Okay, this will be interesting. I'm shooting these guys in low light, and it will be interesting to see how they come out. That's Freddie Kiefer. Oh, spinning wheels on the grass. Why, that's Gene. That's our fearless weekend host, Gene Von Gunton. Yeah, the masses have assembled for the group photo. Let me just swing way back here and make one more pass. Then I'll take some stills for the newsletter. There are quite a few here.
They don't work. What can I say? We can't afford to fall.
Okay. And let's see. Yeah, there's my camera. Well, we'll just shut this down and go over and take some stills. Okie doke.
Yeah, we're too close here. There we go. Line went up dead center.
All right, let me zoom out here while I still get some battery life. Is that Lumar?
Gosh, yeah, the 6-star.
That's Lumar.
All right, I'm running at 30 here. You too?
30th of a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all shooting the SA 100?
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
I'm 200.
Yeah, that's what I got in here too.
You think? I'm thinking we'd be something like this on the west end of the
Maybe we can
But
get them to
30's
line these up.
You know, 30's easy to do.
Maybe we can line them up again tomorrow for the
8
autocross.
starts to push it.
Oh, I took 2 of mine.
Whose back head do I just get?
Me.
Is that Brian?
Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
I wish you were taller.
I wish you were shorter.
Oh.
Well, okay, with that, I think we'll bid this row goodbye, and then I'll shoot some stills. Say goodnight, Cosworth. Oh, wait, I'll wait for this fella to walk out of the view. No, he's not going to go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Nice, quiet edit. Okay, what we have here is Bob Chen charging 50 cents to shoot a photograph with your very own camera. You give him $50 and your camera, and he takes the picture for you. In other words, he's hogging the use of the top of that truck. He won't let anyone else go up there. Okay. Okay. Okay, smile.
I like your lens better, Mike. You know what? White
Okay.
angle on it? Yeah.
Just get a green light, it's all set.
Green light, I got yellow light.
Okay, rotate the green.
Aperture.
And apparently he's going to charge extra if he has to get technical points on how to take the picture. Okay, this guy is already up to 75 cents. And if he has to make an adjustment, it's going to cost him $1. No, I think it might be $1.25. I'm not sure.
Going?
We'll have to inquire.
Doesn't move?
Oh, yeah. Yellow and red.
Is there, give an advance number? Where's your advance number? Is it moving? Then it is working.
Right side?
Next year we'll probably...
Bob, while you're up there, tell everybody to hang tight for a minute so Gene gets back. He's going to give a little speech about tomorrow. Okay. What, when, where, and how. You can't count on me. Can't what? What? You can't count on me. I was trying to take everybody to the wrong place.
We've noticed a couple. Especially on the rally.
What's all around?
Well, what was the one of the trick questions was
Nice job, nice
what
job.
battle was fought on this road? Now, usually,
Who retreated on this road?
who retreated on this road? Usually, it's after you make a turn, not before. After the instruction.
Professional drivers do it. Stick around to when our regular solo drivers get out there. You'll see some real tires flying then. The time for car number 203 was 80.234. Okay, car number 206, Bob Rock. Number 1253. And I think I missed one out there, Gene Kirby in car number 205, I believe was on the course if the number rotation here is correct. And she's in stock number 78. Vehicle registration number 78 with Cosworth, so that's one of the first ones that were built.
Yeah,
We
that
have
was
one of the
Gene
first cars
Kirby's
built
run.
and one of the very last cars built here. And on the
I'm just going to
line
get the
now
Scots
is
of
Mark
these people.
Mangerez, I believe, and Mark didn't put down what his serial number is on his car, so we don't know where that one stands. Time for car number 204 was 72.865, and for car number 205, a 78.049.
They're
This is
running
the way the
multiple
first
cars
heat started, if
on
you
this
recall.
track
Everybody was in the
at same time.
70s, and they went out there and went crazy. And we ended up with about half the field in the 60s. Number 209. This time, driving the mahogany Cosworth. And the time for car number 206, 76.414. 76.414 for car number 206.
False start, false start. Back it up.
The time for car number 208, 67.404. 67.404.
That's what I thought. Who's this?
Geez, he had a stunner here.
That's DJ. Oh, that's DJ Martin?
Okay, this is Bob Cyrus's run. I'll get as much of it as I can. See if we smoke some.
Keep boosting.
214 on the line now. This is serial number 2214. Gene Van Galton, I believe.
We'll pull off and we'll watch Gene start.
The time for car number 212, that is with a
Okay, Gene, go do it.
penalty, a 79.340.
Good.
One of our regular competitors, car number 101, and this is a Volkswagen Rabbit GTI.
From his pace, I would think, no, maybe he didn't get off the track. Hard to tell. Yeah, he got off the track.
Car number 213 had it off course, and the time on the Saab 900 Turbo, driven by Doug Rocco, had a time of 59.420. And the time for car number 214 was an off course.
Well, all right. Well, come on back.
Here you go, here you go, here you go.
Just sit there and say hi to them. I guess she's just fine for her.
Somebody's playing autocrosser down in the pit area. That's a competitor. Knock it off now. You're disqualified. That's not a competition area down there. Let's get back in the pits where you belong.
All right. We'll go back and find your mother. All right. Look, there's your friend John.
Bob
Dorgan.
out on the course now in car number 216, and Bob is driving serial number 1715. Car number 101, the Volkswagen Rabbit, had a 62.205. That's driven by Andre Downey, and that's in
and
E stock.
watch a little bit of Harriet Marr.
I get such a big one. Isn't she something? You know, I wouldn't want to be on the passenger free.
Harriet Marr.
What's the car number for this car on the line now? Anybody know? Dick, we don't see a number on there anywhere.
Freddie Kiefer.
Oh, God. Hang on, here comes Fred.
This is car number 218 on the starting line right now. Car number 218 is driven by Fred Kiefer. It's Cosworth serial number 3236. Pretty high number on that one. A little bit different striping arrangement than what you see on the other ones.
Shall we say,
The time for car number 216, 78.307, 78.307. Okay, this is the president of
Deb Thomas.
the Cosworth Group driving the Fiero. This is Debbie Thomas, Deb Thomas. And you'll have to ask her why she's not driving a Cosworth. I don't know. Car number 217 with a pylon penalty, an 85.327. There's a nice clean Cosworth on the line now. This is Maurice Schaefer. I don't know, I can't make it out. Anyway, serial number 2231.
Oh, Freddie had problems.
All right, Marie.
Let's get Freddie's stick off the line. Looks like I hear Debbie spinning tires. She's moving. Trying to pick her up. Alright. Back to Freddie. Oh, Maurice checked up. My mistake.
Car number 218 with, this one hurt, two pylon penalties, 95.629. And the time for the Fiero, car number 219, a 65.360. On the starting line, what's your car number? 112?
Back up. John Cole. Let's see what he can do.
And here's our Saab again with the second. There's two drivers on this car. This is a Saab 900 Turbo running in key stock. And this is Jay Zalewski. You'll notice the Yokohama signs on there. Yokohama is the official tire sponsor of the SCCA Solo 2 program nationwide. And a lot of our competitors are driving on the Yokohama tires. The Yokohama organization has put an awful lot of money and support into it.
Okay, Mark's going at the line. Problem is, the course is so big, they run 2 and 3 cars at a time. Another one.
63.002. Now that was, I'm sorry, that was 112, the Cosworth. The time for car number 112, the Saab, 59.152. Those two drivers are real close. One has a 59.4 and the other a 59.1 driving the same car. So that'll be kind of interesting to see which one wins out here.
Bill Rust.
When he pulled out of here, it sounds like he's determined.
Good old Phil. The
time for car number 201, a 64, Looks like the second run is still the best, or the first run is still the best for that car. Incidentally, Cosworth drivers, Dick Baumhauer in his IMSA Cosworth has the fastest time today. 6.846, but that's a competition model. For those of you that are driving the standard 2-liter Cosworths, Mike Dillon right now has the best time among you with a 63.966 that he set in the first heat. And we'll see if any of you can come close to beating him. He's so far your fastest Cosworth, with the exception of the IMSA model. Car number 203, a time of 79.010. And that's the second better than the first run. Car number 204, a time of 70.284. 70.284, and that's not quite 2 seconds off the first run. So it looks like the same pattern is forming here that formed on the first heat, where the second runs are right down the line, faster than the first time out. Cosworth, and he's sitting with a 67.4 for his first run. So all that fast movement out of here is paying off, because he is one of the faster ones in this heat. Car number 205 had a 73.935, and that's about 4 seconds better than the first run. Jenny Dillon in for Cosworth. Car number 206 had an off course. Car number 208. 65.860, just about 2 seconds better on that run over the first. And so the times are still coming down. This is Doug Rocco out on the starting line now in his Saab 900 Turbo. And Doug had a 59.4 on his first run.
Non-Cosworth. No tape.
First time out, he has number 1823.
Woo!
Car number 212 has a time of 76.711. This time without any pylons, so that's 3 seconds better than the first run. Gene Von Dritten on the line in car number 214. He has serial number 2214. Car number 102, the Saab 900.
Try to stay on the course this time.
59.108.
Watching
Just
you.
a little better than the first run.
Oh, he's much more careful this time. Oh, yes. Looking better. Yeah, definitely a more relaxed pace. Oh, he tipped it
Car
home.
number course. And on the line is 216,
Oh.
Bob Dorgan.
Apparently Bob Cyrus
Bob has
ran off course.
Cosworth number 1715.
Let's watch Bob Dorgan's takeoff. Massachusetts Region 1.
Okay, we have Harriet on the line now.
Okay.
Harriet Marr or Mass, I'm not sure.
Marr, it's Harriet Marr.
And she has serial number 1000 right on the button.
Hey, there he is. Hey.
Freddie Keefer's right behind her.
Hey.
Watch her
I got it.
takeoff.
Stayed a little bit off course the first time out. Came back with an excellent run for his second time. 68.247. The time for the Volkswagen Rabbit, car number 101, a 61.562. Just about a second better than the first run. Car number 216 had a time of 74.289. That's 4 seconds knocked off the first run.
I think we'll watch Deb
Thomas in her Fiero
take off
on the
again.
line. Deb is the president of the Cosworth group that's here today, and she has a 65.3 for her first run out.
Very smooth, very quick.
The time for car number 217, Harriet Marr, a 77.840.
Okay,
That's
Harriet.
a bunch of time off your first run, Harriet. You're doing good. She was a little scared about throwing out there, and she turned to 77.840. Not bad at all.
I must have been Freddie Keefer. No, it could have been. I lost.
Car number 218, a time of 69.606. Boy, there's an improvement from a 95 on the first run down to a 69.606. Shudder to think of what that third time will be like.
There we go. Oh, John Cole, he's got a co-driver.
Out there now, you must make sure they have all the safety requirements of the driver.
Oh, that's interesting.
I didn't know what
The time for car number 219, the Fiero, a 64.384. It's like Deb knocked almost a second off, almost exactly a second off her first time.
I got her close to on the line over there. Maybe I can rush her in it. Don't hurry back. Okay, try to bring her back and put her in.
Jay Zalewski in his Saab on the line now, and Jay has a 59.1. And car number 221 was off course. 63.398. 63.398. All right, attention in the pits. Drivers of our first competition heat. Finally, huh? We'll be calling for you folks in about 8 or 9 more cars. I want you to get yourselves ready for coming over into the staging area, and as always, exercise caution. Keep in mind that we'll have some of these Cosworths coming off of the course, finishing their last run.
There goes a cone.
So we'll be calling for you shortly. Drivers of our first regularly scheduled competition heat. Car number 112A, the Saab, a 58.952. Good time. Knocked enough off of that first time to be down into the 58s now. 58.952 for the Saab 900. And we have the final time today for car number 201, a 63.763. It's Mark Grimm, and it looks like that's his best time.
Okay, Mark.
In fact, that's not only his best time, he now has the best time of all the Cosworths.
No rust.
Mike Dillon, who was leading the group with a 63.9 in the first heat, has just been bumped off the throne.
By Mark Grimm. What are you going to do?
Gene Kirby on the line now.
Oh, let's get her
And
started.
Gene has a 73.9, the last time out, the best time so far. Car number 203 had a 77.120, and that looks like that's her best time. Another one of the lady Cosworth drivers, Barb Rock, on the starting line now. Barb has a 76.4 working for her.
Let's watch the start of Mrs. Rock.
Phil Rust. Phil turned a time of 70.018, just enough to be his best time. Would the gentleman from the Cosworth group that's been coming over here from time to time to give me information come on back to the announcing table for a second? I have a question for him. Car number 205 had a time of 71.33. Mustang driver, John Milan, driving a Mustang. You are wanted at registration, please.
That looks like the skull with the star.
And looks like that's the best time for that driver. Before going any further, at this point, we are now at the place where I'd like the drivers for this next heat to start staging your cars. Attention in the pits, drivers for competition heat number 1. You may now start bringing your cars to the staging area. With caution, please. The time for car number 208, 65.6. That looks like car number 28's best time, that third run. Okay, moving right along. Car number 209. A time for the last run of 69.256. That's also the best time out of the 3 runs. Car number 212. A time of 75.729. 75.729, and that is the best time. Third runs are going to be the real payoff for a lot of these folks. Car number 102.
You just killed a pylon,
A final run time of 58.817. Now this is interesting. Car number 102 and 112A are both the same car with different drivers. These two guys have been bouncing back and forth each run, beating each other.
Oh, you killed another
now car number 102 has the edge with a 58.8 because car number 112 had a 58.9 his last time, and he gets one more run, so could be interesting. I'm sure there's a lot of tension back there in the pits. They're probably really getting worked up over this. Okay, car number 213. Runs it off road.
I'll do again.
Car number 214 was an off course. However, he had a 68.2, which was an excellent run his second time out. That'll be his best time. Looks like his second run is his best. Boy, they're really flying along here. Timers are working great today. Everybody's cooperating. We're charging right through these heats. Looks like Deb Thomas is working her way up here, and she's one of the last cars to run in this heat. Looks like the fastest car still is 56.846, a time set by Dick Baumhauer at his IMSA Cosworth. And we're not going to see any trouble on that time until we get into our regular competitors, and I think they're going to have their hands full. Car number 216 had a time of 71.159. We're going to have a full heat of about 25 cars for the first competition heat. And I would like cooperation from everyone on keeping these heat walkthrough times on schedule, because we're trying to get ahead of old man weather here. I think he's trying to dump some rain on us later today, so let's keep moving right along, give everybody a nice dry run. Of course, there's a guy back in the corner with the rain tires doing a dance right now, but I think most of us would like to have a nice dry course.
Oh, she killed her cone.
Okay, car number 217, a time of 74.076.
Poor Deb.
74.076. It looks like Harriet Marr brought her time down very respectively now, and that's her best for the day. Down to the last 2 cars of this heat. I suspect that everybody now that's running heat number 1 of competition will be in the staging area or getting close to being there. We're going to have a 15-minute walkthrough session as soon as we get the all clear for the course. And I'm going to stick to that because we want to keep right on schedule here. Not doing too bad. Quarter to 12, we'll have 2 heats done already. Car number 218, 67.164. 67.164. Correction, Fred. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. That's the best time for that drive. Third run, best time. It is car number 112, and I believe that's the last one.
Oh, smoke the roof.
Jose Saab, yes, that's
Oh,
right.
my goodness.
This is the run to see of car number 112 and lead number 102 and the duel the Saab drivers.
See the last takeoff.
Car number 219, the Fiero, with one of those dreaded pylons. A 67.455, which means Deb's first run. Deb's best time was a 64.384 on her second run, so that's her best.
Bob said.
Is what?
As soon as our event chairman, Alan Lesher, gives me the go on the walkthrough, we'll let you folks out there. Once again, I'd like to have all the cars in the next heat staged. Cautiously, please.
Yeah, well, let's follow John's last run.
Car number 221. Good time, 66.966. 66.966. That'll be the best time on that car.
There's a lot of parking lines out there in the middle of that sun.
My watch says it's a quarter to 12. I'm usually a couple minutes fast, but as soon as I get to go here, we're going to have a walkthrough, and we'll be back here at 12 o'clock. Gentlemen, don't start out yet until we get the clear.
I should have done this at the start. Today is Sunday. This is August 9th, and this is footage as we're getting ready to leave our autocross site. And this is another bunch of cars that'll be also running later today. Some interesting looking rigs here. And these are the people making the walkthrough like our drivers had to do.
Okay, folks, 2 minutes left. We're going to try to stay on some kind of a schedule here today. 2 minutes left in the walkthrough session. Workers, let's have you at your posts. I assume, or I hope, all the drivers of this heat have now staged their cars and have had an opportunity to walk through the course.
Okay, to start this off, this is the morning after, Monday. And who we got zipping in? Our host, Gene Von Gutten, pulling back in, making sure everyone is going to get off okay. Riding with him was Dan McNally. Let me spin around slowly here so not to make anyone sick. We're going to get an interview from the man on the street type thing here. And as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by the appearance of a Cosworth.
I just happen to be here.
It happens to be here. This is Tech Advisor Maurice Schechter out of New York, and he's going back home all the way from Gettysburg in style. And as you can see here,
White Cosworth.
he's driving in, well, not quite. He's driving a little Chevette. In honesty and in fairness, this belongs to Jack Middleton, and Jack's Cosworth was driven up here by Maurice for fun and games, and now Maurice has to drive this back. He has to go back in disgrace, shall we say. And Maurice is stepping down after many years, 4, 5 years as Region 2 Director? 5 years. And taking his place will be Keith Meiswinkle, but Maurice is going to stay in touch with the Cosworths as a tech advisor for New York, which means...
An assistant director.
And an assistant director, which means I can now refer all of my members who have tech problems to my good friend and near neighbor, Maurice Schechter in Region 2.
Except Quindazzi.
Oh, well, yeah, well, we won't mention any names here. And that's basically it. Maurice, when are you heading out of here?
Probably about an hour or two.
Okay, who's riding with you? Anybody?
Probably Simone and a bicycle.
You're going to have a little car train going back?
Oh, sure. Right through Reading.
Okay, sounds good to me. And I got somebody over my shoulder here. Got another man on the street interview. Pardon me while I spin around. Oh, he's going to play games with me. Hey, this tape is expensive. Where are you, G? Come on.
Hello.
Our host for the weekend.
I just want to thank everybody for coming to Gettysburg. I hope you had a good time, and see you next year in Reno, Nevada.
Well, I can speak for most of the people. What the hell? I can speak for everyone that was here. We had a fantastic time. Our only regret is that it was only 3 days.
Yes.
Maybe somewhere down the road we can start them on Thursdays or something or whatever.
Yes.
But this was a fantastic time.
You're about to be run over.
I'm about to be run over. All right, we're going to click off. Some of the cars that are still left in the lot here Monday morning, that's Bob Cyrus's car. And directly behind it is the old Mark Grimm race prepared Cosworth. And this one now belongs to Dick, who bought it from Mark.
Is there any way you can get a copy made?
And what else have we got left in the lot here? That's our club historian, one of our club historians' cars, by the way. And we've got a couple tucked up here in the corner. And I can hear one running around the corner, but I can't quite see him. That's Dan McNally, who trailered in his 23-point-something mile Cosworth. And we got a couple tucked over here. That's bright. And we're going to just scoot around the corner and see what's there. And there are a couple of our people. That's Brian Pensenko and Dan McNally. And we still have some Cosworths here this morning. Quite a few people decided to stay over, which makes it nice. You know, you're not rushed up after a banquet to get on the road. You can really enjoy yourself. And there's a couple more here. I think that's John Cole's car. Oh yeah, yeah. And he got tapped by a bus or something last night making the bend, and it kind of chewed up the rubber on his bumper. Very unfortunate. But you know, it could have been a lot worse. That's John's tow car right there. And that's Clark Kirby's Cosworth and his tow machine. We're going to take a closer look at that. This is the tow car for Clark Kirby's Cosworth, the Grand National. Quite a car. I'll keep taping until the battery dies out. I got a battery warning light shining now. This is quite a machine. Talk about towing in style. It's the only way to go. And that's what he towed up here. Very pretty. And we'll shoot a little more footage. This is DJ Martin and his party. They're just getting ready to go on the road and head home. You want to reflect back at all on the Roundup so far?
As always, it's fun meeting everybody.
And I've heard a lot of people say it's just too short.
Yeah, a week can be too short.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Everybody have a good time here?
Great time.
Okay.
Yeah, we had good luck with the weather.
Certainly did.
You guys are a great group of people.
Aren't we, though? This is the first Roundup you've been able to attend, right?
Yeah.
And you're DJ's father-in-law, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, he left his bride home, but he took his father-in-law.
Right.
Now
Well,
that says something for this kind of a get-together.
No, we had a good time. And Gettysburg is a great place to come.
Oh, fantastic place, yeah. And how about you? Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I had a good time.
Okay, what do we got here? Oh, this is the obligatory, depending on what part of the country you're from, T-shirt. This is going to become a collector's item, is it not?
Yeah.
And they were only $40 each, and I think that's a bargain. I mean, Gene Von Gutten outdid himself. $40 T-shirt, fantastic. I bought two myself. Well, okay, folks, we thank you for bearing with me here. And I'll be in touch with you, I'm sure, before next year. And I'll send you a copy of the late August newsletter, highlighting all of this festivity and whatnot. Thank you for coming.
Get down our way sometime.
Definitely. See you later. Uh-oh.
Just getting ready for the drive home, Dan.
Oh, that's a hell of a thing for me to show to my region members. It's 9:30 in the morning, and our chairman for this year's Roundup is getting ready to get on the road.
Ready for the long trip home as soon as I finish these.
All I can say is I hope everybody can take a joke, because we do not advocate drinking and driving, unless it's A&W's cream soda. Oh, wait a minute. What is that? Of course, yes, the choice of the next generation. Pepsi. Okay. What we have here, folks, is the last of the fender hangers-on and hatch hangers. I've been corrected here. Dan McNally, Gene Von Gutten, Maurice Schechter, Brian Pensenko, and his traveling companion. Help me with your name again. Wait. McLucas. What a funny first name.
Right.
Anyway, these are the last of the group here. We got a few people up in their rooms that like to sleep late. Uh-oh, is this...
Free shot. I got it.
And that's DJ Martin and Party heading out of here.
He works for a large dealership that has like Honda, Ford, and something else, and I think he's the running Ford car. That's where he came down last year.
Do we have any last comments for the tape? Stuff that you don't mind having other people hear you say?
We're speechless.
Okay. Well, that about says it for the Roundup. It was a hell of a good time. And unless something else comes along, I think we'll just close the tape out with the wrecking crew. Thank you for your indulgence, gentlemen. Wave goodbye until next year.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, now what we have is we have the owner of this Cosworth, and we've already heard one version of what happened. Let me just kind of zoom in here and let the folks in on what we got. What we have here is some damage to his left rear corner of the rear bumper. Left corner of the rear bumper. And we understand how it happened, but we'd like to get the actual story from the owner of the car. John, tell us what happened.
Well, people like to say that a bus hit it here in the parking lot, but what really happened is on my first run at the autocross here, I scooped it in the corner and I hit this here pylon. Little did I know that it was full of concrete, and I just ripped that thing right off of there.
I see.
You know, they're really tough guys to autocross with around here.
Yeah, real animals.
Sticking out these concrete pylons, that's rough, man, I tell you.
But
So, rather than go off course, I decided to get through a little quicker on my last run.
I see.
I didn't do too badly there.
But if you do in fact have a bus driver and company, we'd suggest you try and collect from their insurance company.
Well, I'll let the police handle that.
That sounds good to me.
No problem.
Thanks for the interview, John.
All righty.
Okay, what we have here is we got Dick Baumauer hooking up his Cosworth race car, getting ready for the journey home, and that's his tow vehicle. And this young lady is his navigator, obviously. Judy. I'm just told that is Judy Baumauer. Have a good trip back, Dick.
The fastest Cosworth Mega going to autocross.
Yes, in attendance, and he just dazzled the people that set up our autocross. And he held the fastest time of the day for quite a while. And we wish him a safe trip home. And if that car looks familiar, yep, that's the old Mark Grimm race car. Belongs to Dick Baumauer now. He's done a lot of work to it. Very fast. And I think that's Lou Ma right up there. I think we can easily say Lou Marr is the oldest Cosworth owner in attendance today, and I think that's the oldest Cosworth owner in attendance at every Roundup. And it's a pleasure to have him here as usual. I don't see Harriet anywhere, but I'm sure she's not too far away.
Now ready?
And I think that just about does it for coverage of the 1987 Roundup here at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And I guess I can say a good time was had by all. So until next year, I think we'll sign off. Again, unless something else pops up. And we thank everyone for attending.